Hey familia, Miranda here, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys everything that I picked up in the month of October. So I do have some things in from Gruv, eBay, Amazon, HamiltonBook, and then I did also hit up my local bookstore that I like to frequent. So without further ado, let's go on ahead and get right on into things. So I guess we'll kick things off with eBay. So what sparked this purchase is that my good friend Bryce, aka Y2K Basis 19 here on YouTube, I will leave a link to his channel in the description box below for you guys to go check out his awesome hauls. But anywho, he actually purchased this movie, and I was like, you know what, that is a snapper that I do not have in the collection. You guys know me, I'm a sucker for snappers, especially ones that I do not have. It's a film that I'd never even heard of, and I didn't even know there was also a sequel to it, so that's pretty cool. But this seller on eBay had both films being sold as a lot, so I went ahead and I got them, and that is this film here called If These Walls Could Talk. And then you also have the second one here. But they both have stat cast. As you can see, the first one has Debbie Morris, Basic, and Cher. And then the second one, you have Vanessa Redgrave, Chloe Sevigny, Michelle Williams, Ellen DeGeneres, and Sharon Stone. Now, these seem to be like some sort of like an anthology, I guess. There's like a few different stories in here. It looks like there's these women that they were living in the same house at different, like time periods. So there's one that takes place in the 50s, one in the 70s, and one in the 90s. And then in the second one, you have one here that's in 1961, 1972, and 2000. This first one, though, looks to be a bit of maybe a hard topic, so it could be a bit of a rough watch. But I'm very excited to check these out, and I'm very happy to have a couple of new snappers in the collection for sure. So happy to have those. All right, so next we'll do Amazon. I didn't get a ton of things. I only got one thing from Prime Day, and that was the DVD complete series of What's New Scooby-Doo. Always looking to add Scooby into the collection. This is one that I'd been wanting, and it finally dropped down to a decent price, so I had to go ahead and snag it. I mean, Scooby was a huge part of my childhood, and so I wanted to go ahead and add this one into the collection, so very stoked to add this one in. That actually a lot of Shudder titles went on sale, and I do actually have a couple other ones coming, but since they were super cheap, sometimes Amazon will like stretch out the delivery date, so they should arrive sometime, in November. But I did go ahead and get this one in, and that is Stay Out of the Attic. Now I do have the app to stream the movies on Shudder and everything, and I did watch this one like maybe a couple years ago, and I really enjoyed it. Basically, you have these movers that they go to this like old house, and they are offered extra money to stay the night in the house. Well, obviously there's a bunch of occurrences that happen and stuff. Got this weird like Nazi surgeon who does all these like kind of experiments in his attic, and so it's like the one place you're not supposed to go is the attic. Obviously, do they listen? No. So yeah, just crazy things start happening and stuff, but I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I thought it was fun. There's a really good twist in here and everything, and so yeah, Stay Out of the Attic. Definitely recommend this one. You check it out on Shudder. I'm sure it's probably available on there. Usually the Shudder originals are usually like always on there. So, but yeah, Stay Out of the Attic, had to have that one for the collection. This next one doesn't have the greatest of reviews, you guys, but honestly, like from what little I kind of saw in the reviews, people were like, yeah, it's some cheesy, gory fun. And that's this film here called Craving. I mean, the artwork is definitely intriguing. So I don't know, we'll see. Could be fun. Next up, we got some Emma Roberts here in Maybe I Do. I really enjoy Emma Roberts, so I'm always looking to add things of hers into the collection. You also have Diane Keaton, Richard Gere, Susan Sarandon, Luke Bracey, and William Macy in here, so pretty stacked cast there. Hopefully it's somewhat decent. I'm sure it's going to be, obviously have to do with like wedding and stuff like that, so maybe like a rom-com of some sort, so hopefully it's good. This is one that I've heard a lot about actually recently, and it's one that I've been meaning to get because everybody's been raving about it, and it has Patrick Dempsey in it, and this film called Some Girls. This was actually a Kino Lorber, but it went on sale, so I went ahead and snagged it, so looking forward to that. And then some more Emma Roberts, you guys, and this one's been on my radar for a bit. I've heard nothing but great things on this film, so definitely looking forward to it, and that is It's Kind of a Funny Story. All right, so getting into Gruv. Gruv is definitely one of my go-to sites for physical media, you guys, because first off, it's cheap, and secondly, they constantly have deals going on. Like and sometimes it's even like by the season, or by like genre, whatever. But I mean, they already have a Christmas sale going on right now. It's just crazy, but they do. But anywho, they had, I guess it was like a horror sale. And so a lot of these ended up being like super cheap. They were all like under 10 bucks, you guys. And so some of these, I don't know if you necessarily want to consider them horror, maybe more like thriller or whatnot, but they're definitely ones that I wanted for the collection. So first up is this film that actually just came to light not too long ago. And I don't know why I've like never seen this or had never heard of it. Got Sam Neill, Nicole Kidman, and Billy Zane. Love them all. We got Dead Calm. So this one looks to be like maybe more of a thriller of some sort. Maybe takes place at sea. I don't really know. But it's one that, you know, was on recently added to my radar. So I wanted to go ahead and check this one out for sure. And then next up, this one's actually a upgrade. I do have this in a snapper, but obviously I wanted to have the Blu-ray of it as well. And I mean, I love me some J-Lo, this out. So, and I remember constantly watching this one as a kid. It's long overdue for a revisit, but I'm happy to have this one on Blu-ray now. This next one, I'm not sure if this is also a Shudder title. It's kind of hard to see the writing on the back because of like the colors. I guess it is a Shudder title. Because I did stream this one also on Shudder. And I really enjoyed this one. I don't necessarily know if it's going to be like everybody's cup of tea. It's not really like scary or anything like that. It's more of like a folk horror, if you will. And it's this film here called Unwelcome. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. Like I said, it's not scary. There's not really like any jump scares, but I like the folk horror aspect of it, just the storyline of it. Because basically you have this girl, she's at this like house. I forget if it's like who it is that lives in the house that she knows, but there's like this little door in like the backyard where the lady like every day like puts out this like raw meat or whatever, and so it just kind of leads to, I don't know if you want to call it like a forest area, like a fortress, something like that. And basically you have these little creatures, I don't know if you want to call them like elves or little goblins or whatever. And they are actually a little kind of creepy. There's good atmosphere in here and everything, but I really thoroughly enjoyed this one and I highly recommend it if you're into the whole kind of folk horror thing. But again, it might not be for everyone. Like I said, it's not like really scary or anything like that, but the story is good. So Unwelcome. This next one, a friend of mine recently kind of reviewed it, said he really enjoyed it. And so I went ahead and picked this one up. I really don't know anything on it. I am digging like the colors of this for sure. But it's The Loneliest Boy in the World. Like I said, I'm loving the blues and pinks together. Really don't know anything on it, but it looks like a fun ride for sure. So happy to have that one. Now this next one is one that I actually passed on kind of time and time again. But recently, Stephanie over at Movie Chatter, if you guys don't know her, there will be a link in the description box below for you guys to go check out her amazing content. You cannot go wrong with her recommendations, you guys. And so I was like, wow, I can't believe I actually passed on this. If Stephanie is recommending it, it must be good, you guys. And I know this was at Dollar Tree at one point, and that's how I actually knew about this film. And I passed on it there, and I've kind of seen it, you know, here and there on like different sites, and I was like, nah, you know, pass. But again, as she recommended it, so I had to go ahead and get it, you guys. And that is Gretel and Hansel. So she literally just talked about it in her recent video. She's like recommending some films for like spooky season. So yeah, I'll probably leave that video link so you guys can you know, see her recommendations and stuff. But yeah, so I got this one, so we'll see if I take a liking to it, which I'm sure I will since she recommended it. Next up, this one's actually an upgrade. I have this in like a multi-feature set, but I've heard nothing but awesome things on this film. I just need to get around to watching it, and that is Fear. This next one here seems to be like some sort of a supernatural thriller. I do enjoy both the leads here, and that's this film here called Don't Let Go. And then lastly from Gruv is a film that I've been meaning to add to my collection for like the longest time ever. And I remember really enjoying this one. I remember watching it a lot when I was younger. And so it's definitely, you know, due for a revisit. And that is The Number 23 with Jim Carrey. So definitely one of his more kind of different roles. But yeah, I remember this one being a really good one. So looking forward to revisiting it. All right, so next we'll get into what I picked up at the bookstore, and then we'll get into Hamilton Book because that's a bit of a bigger haul. But anywho, this bookstore that I go to is right across the street from one of my local libraries, and this specific bookstore, they put on the sale at this library that's across the street twice a year. So basically, like, take everything from the bookstore and transfer it to the library, you know, for the semi-annual sale that they do. But anywho, I like to stop in there like every so often, maybe every, you know, 2-3 months or so, and just kind of see what they have. I love their setup because everything is so easy to look through, you guys. Like, everything is, you know, flat, everything's alphabetical, so there's no, like, you know, kink in your neck or whatever from, you know, trying to see what the titles are and stuff. And it's just very, very easy. They have like a whole wall that is just, you know, physical media. Obviously, the majority of things in the store are books, but they do have their physical media wall, which is pretty cool. And they have a really, really good like selection, lots of like older titles, like Warner Archive stuff and whatnot. Maybe next time I go there, I'll see if I can maybe film or at least take a picture or something so you guys can kind of see what it looks like there. But I do have some movies, and I do actually have some books this time around as well. So first up, the only Blu-ray that I got is one that I've actually seen multiple times, like, you know, I say like at Goodwill and stuff like that, and I've just always passed on it for whatever reason. I mean, even though it does have Keanu Reeves in it, like, I don't know, I just never really had much of an interest in it. But I guess I never realized that it's a 3-disc special edition, and that is The Day the Earth Stood Still. So you actually have this one here with Keanu Reeves, which is the remake, but this set also includes the 1951 original movie, so I get both versions in here, which is pretty dang awesome. So I was happy about that. I guess I just overlooked this one in the past. I mean, I've heard good things, at least on the original. I don't know how well the remake is, but yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. I will probably check out the original before I check out, you know, Keanu Reeves' version, but yeah, got this one and was happy. So I'm glad that I actually looked more into it and stuff like that. I was like, oh, a 3-disc special edition, let's see. So happy to have that one. Next up, this film I've never seen before, but the cast got me, and just the, I guess, kind of setup of the film, I guess, caught my interest. But it's this film here called Call Me Crazy. It says it's a 5 film. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but there is actually 5 stories in here. They're 5 shorts, and they're named after each of the characters. So there's Lucy, Grace, Allison, Eddie, and Maggie. And so you do have Jennifer Hudson, Sarah Hyland, Melissa Leo, Octavia Spencer, Brittany Stowe. So pretty great, you know, people in these shorts and stuff. Oh, wow. They're all directed to by women. One of them is actually directed by Bryce Dallas Howard, Laura Dern, Cher McGuire, Bonnie Hunt, and Ashley Judd. So that's actually pretty cool. So they're all obviously female cast, and they're all female directors. So that's actually very intriguing. So I'm excited to check this one out for sure. This is one that caught my interest, and I've been wanting to add it into the collection. You know, so yeah. Peter Dinklage is in here. Also, let's see, Michelle Williams, Patricia Clarkson's also in here. So some good people, but it's called The Station Agent. And this is only available on DVD. I don't think it has like a Blu-ray release anywhere. So, but I've been curious about this one. So I was happy to find that. And same with this one too. It's another war-based film. And you have David Arquette in here, Keith David, let's see, Jason Isaacs is in here. So good cast. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure. It's based on the true story of the American Civil War. Says the film shows the bravery of a group of teenage cadets who were called upon to defend the Shenandoah Valley against General Grant's Union forces. So, but it's this film here called Field of Lost Shoes. This one too, I believe, is only available on DVD. So I was very, very stoked to find this one. And that one actually does have a digital. I don't know if it works or not, but hey, you know, if you want to give it a try, there you have it. And then the last movie that I found is a snapper, of course. I was happy to find this. The artwork is definitely a bit cheesy, and I was kind of looking into it. It definitely seems a bit of a cheesy film. It does have a Blu-ray available, which is actually fairly inexpensive, but I figured I would go ahead and watch this first before I consider like upgrading. Leslie Nielsen is in here though, so but it's this film. What year is this from? It's only 99 minutes, and it's from 1956, and it's this film here called Forbidden Planet. All right, so now as for the books that I got, so I am not like a huge reader. I was when I was a kid. I was like a total bookworm. But lately, I've been kind of trying to get more and more into reading, but I've been more into books that are based like on actors, actresses, musicians, that kind of thing. So I found 4 books, and it's actually, I think I got each of these for like $3 a piece, which is not bad considering that all these books go for like around like 27 bucks, you know, like brand new or whatever. So I was just happy to find these. They actually had a really good selection this time around. I always go and look at the, you know, like cinema related books and stuff whenever I'm there. And so yeah, I got 4 books. So first up we have In Pieces, Sally Field. So this one originally goes for like $18. So for $3, it's not a bad deal at all. I'm very curious. I do enjoy Sally Field very, very much. I think like my main introduction to her was like Mrs. Doubtfire. But yeah, so got Sally Field, In Pieces. So looking forward to that. Then we do have Michael J. Fox, No Time Like the Future. Pretty cool. And it's like obviously, you know, hardback and everything. So then we have Scrappy Little Nobody, Anna Kendrick. I enjoy her, you guys, for real. Definitely, I think my introduction to her was like Pitch Perfect, and then like from there, just kind of started seeing her like in everything. So I think she's funny. I think she's great. So I'm definitely curious to you know, read this and, you know, kind of learn more about her and everything. And then the last one that I got here is A Life in Parts, Bryan Cranston. So this one too seems like an interesting read. So yeah, like everything at this bookstore, I don't know if it's like the same for when they do the book sale, because when they do the book sale, nothing is over $5. Like everything is either like $1 to $5. So I don't know if that's actually the same, like applies, you know, for everything in the store. So it's like I said, this bookstore, it's crazy. They just have such cheap prices and stuff. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Happy with all my finds there. So next up, we're going to go on ahead and get into Hamilton Book. All right, so Hamilton Book, another one of my go-to sites. Awesome, awesome deals on physical media. They have frequent like price drops and everything, and there's a lot of titles that you can get there for like $4, $5, $6. That's kind of like, you know, a little bit of my max amount that I would pay. But anywho, yeah, some good stuff. They get a monthly drop, usually around like the middle of the month or so. And so, yeah, they always get a lot of good things and stuff. I think, actually, I don't think that there was any, like Kino Lorber this time. But I was happy to see that actually a few things came back in stock that I had wanted a while back and was late getting, you know, checking out my cart and stuff. But anywho, I did go ahead. I think this was actually the most expensive thing that I got. And I think this was like $7 or $8. But it's the 4 movie of The Purge collection here. I know there's a 5th film. I know there's a, you know, 5 film set, which is definitely more expensive. I just figured I would go ahead and pick this up, you know, pick up the 5th one down the road. Not really in a rush or anything. I've only ever seen the first film. I wasn't necessarily like impressed by it, but I figured I would go ahead, pick it up, revisit it, check out the other films and stuff. So I'm just happy to have this in the collection. It was, you know, relatively inexpensive. So we got The Purge 4-film collection. This next one I'd never heard of, but it definitely caught my interest. It looks like some sort of a zombie type flick or something. Looks like it's maybe going to be some bloody fun. I don't know, but it's called Carnage Park. So yeah, so it looks, I don't know. I didn't really read much into this one, but it just looked like some fun. So it is an IFC Midnight, so we'll see. This next one is one that actually recently came to light. You got William Dafoe in this one. I've heard some good things on it since, and that is The Hunter. And then this is one that came back in stock. I'd been wanting to get this one, and the few times that I was gonna like check out, it like went out of stock, and it finally came back in again, and that is Pressure Point. All right, we got some prints in Under the Cherry Moon. I'm not sure how I feel about this purple case, though. The purple is kind of blech. But yeah, I mean, obviously I have Purple Rain, so I definitely wanted to go ahead and check out here Under the Cherry Moon. I haven't heard the greatest of reviews on this one, though, so I don't know. We'll see. And it looks like this one's actually in like black and white, so I don't know, could be interesting. So got that one. Next up is this film here. This one too, I haven't really heard the greatest of things on, but I was still curious about it nonetheless. I don't know how well it's gonna do because it looks like it's kind of one of those like, you know, one area kind of type films. But it's Centigrade. Basically you have this couple that they get trapped obviously in their car in the middle of like a snowstorm and stuff, and so you know, they're just looking to survive. So I don't know. It doesn't have great reviews, but I still wanted to check it out anyways. You know, sometimes there's just those films that kind of call to you, even if they may be bad. But so Centigrade was one of them. Now, this is another one too that went out of stock, and I was happy to see it come back in, and that is Embattled. Stephen Dorff. I think, yeah, this is an MMA type film, so definitely down for those you know, types of films. I do watch MMA sometimes with like hubby and stuff. So, I mean, he's into that kind of stuff, like definitely. So, I'm sure this will be one that he may enjoy as well. So, got that one. This one is actually an upgrade. I think I got the DVD of this at like Dollar Tree, I want to say. It was like one of like the first titles I think I ever got at Dollar Tree. And Abigail Breslin's in here, Bette Midler's in here, Anna Sophia Robb. So there's a good cast for sure. But it is this film that kind of has to do with the LGBTQ community and stuff, and that is Freak Show. And basically, I think it was just a really good film of kind of one trying to find themselves, you know. So you have your main person here who's basically just kind of, you know, he's a bit of an oddball or whatever, and so he's just basically kind of trying to, you know, find himself and whatnot. And I really enjoyed this one, so I wanted to go ahead and upgrade it. So we got that one. Now I know this next one has a Criterion release, but I haven't actually you know, seen this film, so I figured, I think this was like $5. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this for now. If I like it, I will get the Criterion down the road. But yeah, we got some Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate. And then this film I know nothing about, but I mean, the title's kind of curious, I guess. And you have a pretty dang good cast in this, and that is Running with Scissors. All right, so next up is this film here called Fire. This one is actually in Russian. It does have to do with like aerial firefighters and stuff like that. So hoping that at least maybe the effects are solid. I don't know how great of a film it's going to be, but I do enjoy these kind of sort of natural disaster type films and stuff. So I figured it could be a good watch. So we got Fire. There's another one too, one that came back in stock, so I was happy. Got Dolph Lundgren and Scott Adkins, so I really, really enjoy you guys, and that is Castle Falls. We got that one. And then this one sounded pretty interesting. I guess I got a lot of these IFC Midnight titles this time around. But it's this film here called Midnighters. I don't know why, but this one kind of gives me sort of like I Know What You Did Last Summer sort of vibes. But basically you have this couple who accidentally run over this dude in like the middle of the night or whatever. And it turns out that the person that they ran over had like sinister, like, I don't know, intentions against them or something. I don't know. But it seemed pretty interesting. So I wanted to go ahead and pick it up and check it out. Next up, we got, I got this one for Liam Neeson, honestly. It is kind of a war-based film, and that is Battle for Incheon, Operation Chromite. It's, I guess, loosely based on, like, part of, like, the Korean War and stuff like that, so, and this, like, specific battle or whatever. So I don't know, you guys know me, I enjoy like a good war flick, and I'm always down to just, you know, check out anything that's war based. So I got this one. All right, down to the last couple, and these are actually DVDs. So I did go ahead and snag Felon. You have an awesome cast. I mean, Stephen Dorff, Val Kilmer, and then you also have him from The Best Man, which I'm very curious to see his role in here, because I guess he actually plays like the head prison guard. So he's like, I guess, supposedly kind of hardcore. His name, I can never pronounce the last name. Harold Perrineau, I don't know, but he's great. I have enjoyed him in like everything that I've seen him in. But anywho, prison-based film. I love a good prison flick for sure, and it basically has to do, you know, with, you know, trying to survive in prison and stuff like that, with, you know, the corrupt guards and just, you know, brutal prisoners and stuff like that. So yeah, Felon. This does actually have a Blu-ray release, but it's like crazy out of print, so that's why I settled for the DVD of this, just because I don't plan on getting the Blu-ray anytime soon. Probably won't ever find it, but anywho, we have Felon here. And then the last title that I got, I was so happy to see this on the site. This is one that I've been wanting to add to the collection since I saw it. It is a Shudder original, and this was actually much better than I expected it to be. Yes, it is super cheesy, but the gore in this, like even like the kills, were actually surprisingly really, really good. And that's this film here called Slacks. Yes, it is a pair of killer jeans, you guys. But yes, it was super cheesy for sure, but there was so much more going for this film. And there's even just kind of an important message in here. I'm not exactly going to tell you guys what it's about, but I did not expect to kind of receive that message from this film. But the gore is fantastic and the kills were definitely super fun. And it's just a ball, you guys, for real. To check this one out if you have not. Again, you can probably watch it on Shudder. I'm sure it's probably available there. But yeah, so Slacks, you guys. Killer Jeans. Fun one for sure. So those are all of my pickups, you guys. Now, I do have just a couple of like movie items, but they are kind of movie related. So you guys, this hoodie that I'm wearing, I had to get this, you guys. I got this off a shop on Etsy, which I will leave a link in the description box below if you guys are interested in getting one for yourself. They do have different colors, but I had to get this one. I don't know. I was just like super in love with this. I'm a little bummed. Like I kind of wish that it was the OG, Pennywise, but it's all good, But I love this. Love it, love it, love it. So I was happy to get that. All right, and the last thing I have here is another one for the collection, and that's another mug, and it's this Pennywise one. I got this at Spirit Halloween. It's actually one of those, like, it's a fairly bigger mug. It's like a 20-ounce one, and I paid like less than $5 for this because it was on sale for like $5, and then I had like a 20% off coupon, so I ended up paying like $4 and some change or something like that for it, or maybe it was like $3 something. I don't know, but anywho, it was less than $5. So I had to have this. Like I said, this isn't necessarily my favorite version of, it or anything like that, but I do like this mug. I don't know what it was about it. I just thought it looked kind of cool. So that's one side of it. And then the other side actually looks like that. So yeah, I just had to have this one, you guys. It was a cheap mug and I didn't have any of this like Pennywise in my collection, like my mug collection or anything like that. So I'm a sucker for mugs, you guys. So that is it, you guys. That's it for today's video. That is all of my pickups for the month of October. Let me know what you guys picked up. If you picked up anything interesting, anything sweet, cool, whatever. And of these films, let me know which ones you guys have seen or which ones I need to jump on first, give them a watch and whatnot. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Join the family if you have not, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.